spend a full day on just this. So this is going to be rushed, but you'll get the idea here. So this is emergency braking. So what exercise is this? Emergency braking. This isn't, I'm just cruising along, I gotta stop at a stop sign braking, okay? It's emergency braking, you gotta get your bike stopped, you gotta get it stopped in the shortest distance possible. So who thinks you can stop your bike with just your front brake in the shortest distance possible? Anybody? How about just rear brake? How about in a skid? Okay, so you need to use front and rear brake, right? So the whole nature of this exercise is, see those cones right there? You don't want you to do anything with your bike until, how it works is like where Andrew is down there, we wave you down one at a time. We'll tell you a set speed down here, and we'll say, hey, go 25 miles an hour. Get your bike to 25, get at least second gear. If you can, do third gear. This downshifting, this plays quite a role here. So get it to third gear, and we'll go up past 25. Depending on how well the group does, we'll see how fast we get. So when you hit those cones, that's when we want you to get off your gas, clutch in all the way down to first. You're not going from third one to second, not engine braking. You just clutch in all the way down to first. Grab your handbrake at like a 7 and then click to like an 8 and a 9. Your foot brake, same thing. Don't just mash on and go right to 10. Don't go mashing on and right to a 10. So you want to just kind of like get on it, kind of moderate, which is like the 7 range, 8, 9 range. You don't want to get to a 10, which would be a skid or your ABS activated. If you're in ABS mode, who doesn't have ABS here? It's usually 50-50, or sometimes we get more non-ABS bikes than we get ABS bikes. So ABS, everybody know what ABS is? Everyone? Okay. So if you all have ABS, then fine. But ABS also has a tendency sometimes to fail, which technology always fails us in our time of need. So we don't rely on it. But if you feel ABS, it'll pulsate. I don't know if everybody's felt their ABS on their bikes, but it pulsates. I usually feel it in my front brake more than I do in my rear brake. But that's what you feel like when in ABS. But if you're in ABS, your bike will stop in a longer distance than it would be if you're at a 9. So if a 10 is an ABS or a skid, you always want to operate emergency threshold braking 7, 8, 9. Does that make sense? So if you're in that 10, all you got to do is let a little bit of pressure off and you're fine. So, but if nobody here has ABS and you're not in a rear wheel skid, it doesn't matter. But if you are in a rear wheel skid, in case you don't know if your bike has ABS or not, just release a little bit of pressure off the back brake. Okay, and then maybe a little bit more front pressure on your front brake. But if everybody has ABS, it really shouldn't be an issue. But don't just go grabbing a handful and go right to 10, because your bike, who knows how that's going to respond. A lot of people can't recover from that, and they'll bury their front end and they'll dump it. But if you just start going along, 7, ratchet 8, 9, same thing on your foot, hand in, clutch down, all the way down to first gear. Because why do you need to be in first gear? That's right. So if you've stopped in front of the Coca-Cola truck, now you got to go around the Coca-Cola truck, right? Can you do that in third gear if you're going 0? You might be able to pull it off, but you kind of went from 0 to 0, and you probably go, blue. And you're like, oh, you almost made it. So there's a lot going on here. So be prepared for, remember, it's emergency braking. You got to get on it. This stuff will save your life. I don't even care if it's because of another motorist. You could be cruising along and thinking about whatever, and light red, you didn't really see it, or a stop sign, whoa! Well, guess what? You're going to be activating emergency braking, right? So who knows what the scenario will be, but this is one of the things that will save your life. We've given you plenty of room to stop if you can't. We built a great wall, or Caltrans did, so that wall should stop you if you can't stop in the required feet. Each one of these K-rails is 20 feet long, so we gave you 100 feet is that gap right there. From the cone to the gap, that's 100 feet. Everyone should be stopping their bike out here, regardless of the speed we tell you, of the speeds we'll do. Everyone should be within the 100-foot range. Sometimes it's different out here because of tires, weight, passengers, so sometimes it does extend out. But for the most part, everybody should be within this 100-foot range. So we'll have Andrew come in at, hey Andrew, if you copy, you're good. They'll come in, I think, at about 25. Boom. Nice and controlled. So, but you that was 40. 40? So that was at 40. So you can see this front end really goes down because you're changing all that momentum of going forward, and all your weight of you and your motorcycle is all going to compress down and forward. So be prepared this isn't Sunday braking, it's emergency braking. It's gonna put you forward, so make sure you're upright, your head's up, your eyes are still looking around, and don't look at your hands or worry about what you're doing, because you gotta see where you're going. You're avoiding whatever. So here's the kid. His front edge, put his head's up, nice and control. He can do whatever he needs to do. Right to the left and stop. So that's what we're looking for. But for you, has anybody ever practiced this? All right, so then everyone's relatively familiar with it. So, and it is truly the one thing that will save your life more than anything else out here, is being able to stop your motorcycle in a timely fashion, the shortest distance, or if you're hauling butt and you need to shave speed because you have an accident that you just frankly cannot avoid. If you crash at 20 miles an hour, survivable crash. If you crash at 40 and above, yeah, anything above 50, 60, you're done. So if you can shave speed, you're doing yourself a favor. Not all crashes you're going to be able to avoid, but if you can shave speed, if you're moving, you'll do all right. So any questions on that? So what we want you to do, I'll just reiterate real quick, I'll get to your question. So we're going to send everybody up one at a time. You guys go up there, make a U-turn as a group. I wave you down one at a time. This is me waving, just like this. We actually will know exactly how fast you're going because we'll laser you when you come through. So, so I'll wave you down one at a time. So if we tell you 25, set your speed at 25. Try to get to 25 as quick as you can. Stay in the middle of the road. Don't hug the K-rail wall line. Just stay in the middle. And then get that to 25. Get to the appropriate gear. I don't know, third gear might be hard to do at 25, but you can probably do it. If you can, it's fine. Clutch in. When you cross those cones, don't do anything with your bike except clutch in. Downshift to first, front brake, 7, 8, 9, rear brake, 7, 8, 9. All at the same time. You have all that going on at the same time. Any questions?
Do we stop, or do you want us to come really slow?
So in a perfect world, we would say stop, put your foot down.
Okay.
But if you're in control and you kind of like don't have to put your foot down and you're balancing like we all do every day, kind of like what he just did,
okay,
that's fine. But the key of the exercise is we want you to be in control, get that thing virtually zero, and then be in first, so you're in the proper gear, and then take off. And then you just go down here, make a U-turn, and wait. So there's never cross traffic here, ever. It's one person down at a time. They go through the exercise, they park it, we wave everybody down, we get everybody down as a group, just stay on your bikes, and then we'll tell you a new speed, everybody up. But remember, that other group's doing some turning exercises up there, so it does get a little congested, but we've never had anybody crash up there yet, and we've done like 34 classes. So hopefully today won't be the first. Any questions? Sure? Everybody cool? Good? All right, 25. We'll start with 25 miles an hour.